Welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us, viewers. Remember, viewers, you can see us on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. You can also see us on YouTube. It's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So, viewers, we go live from Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy Network. But we run the next day from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. and back in the night time from 7 to 8 p.m. where you get a live show. Also, you can call in our program, viewers, 238-6716 to voice your concerns and your opinion with issues that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Again, I must remind you, viewers, of Real Talk Financing. They are offering you 7% on a fixed deposit. Remember that we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you 7% on a fixed deposit. So you're looking to make a little extra cash on your money that you have in the bank, on your fixed deposit, or money that you just put down there would have no intentions of saving, of interfering, or you just have that money there for the kids that is not generating a large income. Well, nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we are Real Talk Financing. We are offering you 7% on our fixed deposit for 5 years. So all you have to do is that the money you have there, and you know that is for your grandchild, or that is for your son, what you could do, contact me, 3391670, find out about the 7% interest on fixed deposit, and you can make money for your grandchild or your kids while you have the money put down there doing nothing. Let your money work for you. And this time around in May month, we have the highest interest rate we are giving to you because you gave to us. Remember that, viewers. With Real Talk Financing, one hand, don't clap at all, at all, at all. Also, if you're looking for a loan, not a problem. Contact Real Talk Financing. Trinidad and Tobago, our numbers are on screen. You could call us 8:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. Our business hours opening and closing. Monday to Friday, viewers, we are located at Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas and 23 Superior Street in San Fernando. So, Real Talk Financing have some vehicles for sale, Trinidad and Tobago. If you're looking for a vehicle to buy, you can contact us. We have some vehicles for sale, viewers. Like I said, you can make a deposit and you can drive up with your vehicle. Drive up with your vehicle. Also, viewers, Real Talk Equipment. They have some excavators for sale, also rental. We have wrecker trucks for sale, also rental. So, viewers, contact us at Real Talk Equipment Rental, one of Real Talk Group company, and you never know. An excavator could be yours, or a contract could be ours. Remember that. So as we start off our program tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, an update. Investigators probing the disappearance of 2-year-old Angela Tobas Plaza believe they have made a breakthrough in the case 9 days after the toddler was reported missing. Sources was informed that one of 7 people detained in connection with the child's disappearance allegedly told investigator that the child was strangled and his body thrown into the sea near a coastal village on Tobago's windward side, several kilometers beyond Scarborough. The alleged confession reportedly led officers back to the house of Angela's mother and stepfather at Cambridge Trace, Goodwood in Tobago on Saturday morning as investigators intensified inquiries. Police source said the suspect, a man, later complained of illness while in custody and was taken to the hospital for treatment. Investigators has reportedly intended to take the suspect to the village to identify the specific location relevant to the probe. As a result of the information allegedly provided, police and search team have now concentrated operation along sections of the coastline and nearby waters in Tobago. So viewers, like I say, it's a tragedy, and we hope soon that this issue will come to an end very soon. Another update for you viewers, NCRHA Chairman Dr. Tim Gobising has announced that Trinidad and Tobago is set to benefit from a TT $42 million, that is $6 million grant from the United States government aimed at strengthening the country's healthcare system over the next 2 years. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, this is a plus. 42 million TT dollars will be pumped into our healthcare system right here in Trinidad and Tobago in the next 2 years. So that will be a boost for medicine, let's say hospital equipment, let's say beds, stuff like that. So hopefully now, with $42 million being pumped into the health sector, at least we're going to have a better service. Gopi Singh said that the North Central Regional Health Authority deeply values the long-standing healthcare partnership between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States. So viewers, let's not forget that Terrence D.R. Singh rushed to open part of a block of the hospital that was still under construction. Also, Gopi Singh, he commended the United States Department of Health and Human Service and the U.S. Embassy for their contribution, leadership, support, and investment in healthcare development in Trinidad and Tobago. We want to congratulate them in pumping $42 million TT in to our healthcare. We want to say a big thank you to them, viewers. Now, according to Gopi Singh, the U.S. $6 million commitment present a major investment in disaster prevention, public health surveillance, healthcare preparedness, and the protection of the health and safety of citizens in both countries. It's a gain, it's a plus, it's well donated into the different sectors. Over 2 years, viewers, period, we're going to have $42 million into our healthcare system. So how come? I'm asking Trinidad and Tobago this question. If the housing was there for 9 years, how come our healthcare system in Trinidad and Tobago has depleted? How come? With millions of dollars being allocated to health in every budget. Why is our healthcare system on a downgrade for the last 9 years? When we had a former minister in the Ministry of Finance always telling us, the citizen in Trinidad and Tobago, that there is a boom in the economy. How is it that our healthcare system has reached this low grading? Now Terence Dialsing is before the PAAC to answer questions. Also, we have someone re-editing his statement. It's sad, you know. It's sad. It's really, really sad to know that a country with 1.3 million, 1.4 to 5 million people have problems in our healthcare system. A 2x2 country, let's just say, a 2x2 country where millions flowing through. We have a poor healthcare system. And the government of Trinidad and Tobago, who was there for 9 years, wants us to accept what they're giving us. A rundown healthcare system. So what about this perfect healthcare system Dialsing said we had in Trinidad and Tobago? Where is this system? Was Dialsing talking about a European country system in Trinidad and Tobago, healthcare? Because we're not seeing it. Because every day, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago go to the hospital, we're complaining. We complaining. The staff complaining. And this is how it goes. So Terence Dialsing was there for 9 years, but yet negotiation failed to go forward with hospital workers. Imagine that, 9 years. He told Trinidad and Tobago that we have the best healthcare system, only to realize nurses have to protest now. Only to realize nurses are tired with the long wait and the promise of having better conditions at work. After 9 years. So imagine that, Trinidad and Tobago. What has Terence Dialsing been doing in the Ministry of Health? Ask yourself that. Because if you belong to a PNM party, you're complaining about the hospital. If you belong to a UNC party, you're complaining about the hospital. Whatever party you belong to has nothing to do with the proper treatment of the healthcare towards the citizen. It is a sad thing in our country. A really, really sad thing that ministers telling us one thing, but we the citizens are seeing something totally, totally different in the healthcare system. Why? Why is this all the time? It's such a sad state to know that babies dying in the hospital. It's such a sad state to know that when you go to the hospital, we can't get medication, we can't get bed, equipment's not working. And Dialsing was there for 9 years. Every budget, there was a large allocation for health, but nothing seems to upgrade. Nothing. And this is really sad. But viewers, we as the citizens, we as the taxpaying citizen, we cannot do anything but just listen to what they are saying. And we have to digest the crap that they are giving us. It's really sad to know Dialsing, a former minister of the healthcare system in Trinidad and Tobago, and look at the state of it when he's out of office. He was voted out by the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago because of the fact that he did not perform. And then his colleague, the Minister of Finance, Klangenberg, will come up on a platform after 9 years to tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that he lost touch with the people. he didn't realize he lost touch with the people when they started to do that foolishness. When he was raising gas price, he didn't realize he lost touch with the people. The market people, the Baigan and the Baji people, he didn't realize he lost touch of the people when he was laughing at them in Parliament. But nevertheless, viewers, we will talk about him on another show. We are going for a short commercial break, Trinidad and Tobago, but stay locked on. Our current affairs segment is up next.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, into our current affairs segment. Minister in the Ministry of Finance, David Jonathan, has welcomed and also described the successful conclusion of the IMF 2026 article consultation on Trinidad and Tobago as a clear signal of renewed international confidence in the country's economic direction just over 1 year after the current administration took office. The minister stated that the IMF report highlights low inflation, stable international reserves, and a strong banking sector, while projecting continued economic growth throughout 2026, driven by energy projects and expansion in the non-energy sector. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, according to Mr. Tanku, this is the IMF article, not mine, not yours, but not his, but the IMF article. He also highlighted that the findings reflect the government's effort to stabilize the economy after years of declining reserves, rising debt, and economic challenges. Finance Minister then added that the government remain focused on fiscal discipline, investment growth, and rebuilding public confidence in the economy. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, what you are hearing from me is what Tanku is saying, that the IMF article is saying. So what can we do? Like again I say, we have to listen to what this present administration is saying. Hopefully, Trinidad and Tobago, we could probably get a peep of the article. I guess if I can get some documents relating to this, that what he said, post it on our site, or even have it on our program, so you would see the actual record of the IMF and their statements. In other news, viewers, a new parole system aimed at rehabilitating prisoners and reducing repeat offending is being proposed under the Parole Bill 2026. Minister of Justice Devish Maharaj stated that legislation marks a shift towards more rehabilitative approach to justice. The bill seeks to introduce a parole system to permit the early release of prisoners during their period of incarceration while promoting their rehabilitation and integration into society under constructive supervision. He noted that the statistics indicated that persons released from prison are likely to relapse into a lifetime of crime. Listen to this, viewers.
So more than half of our young persons in Trinidad and Tobago enter the prison service as a recycling, and they're coming out, doing more crimes, heading back in.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, through this bill, the government is seeking to rehabilitate prisoners to ensure they are fit to reintegrate into society. Maharaj.
Structured rehabilitative framework provided within this bill assures the public that persons released from incarceration are less likely to be further entrenched in criminality during their sentence and are more likely to reintegrate as law-abiding and productive members of society after having gone through some sort of rehabilitative exercise.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, since Devish Maharaj, Minister of Justice, is bringing this to us in Trinidad and Tobago, what I would like to see or place into the public domain is a number of convicted charge. So, marijuana, larceny of motor vehicle, robbery with intent. These charges, I would like to know how many years it carries, just to give the citizen a fair idea. Now, you said minor charges, anything under 5 years, that they're going to be released. But can Devish Maharaj give us some of these charges or a number of charges that relates for parole that is under 5 years? Can we in the public domain see some sort of document stating that larceny of motor vehicle, if it's 5 years or 6 years or 10 years, can we get an idea of what type of charges will be eligible for parole that is under 5 years, just to give the citizen a fair idea of how this legislation would work? Caller, good night. Hello?
And I tell you this, many citizens of this country are learning a lot from your program, and they shower their praises on you for this program. and wish you and your program long life. And many of the citizens, the 25th of last month, they celebrated, this present administration celebrated 1 year in office. And you know, they boasted about healthcare. They talk about healthcare. There's improvement, significant improvement in healthcare. I want them to know that a relative of mine died Sunday.
Okay.
He went to install a pacemaker. That's after 3 times. Last year, January, and a month ago, when they took him in, the last time, to the operating room, you know what happened? After he spent a night there in a bench and they get a bed and take him in, they realized the pacemaker was the wrong pacemaker.
Oh my goodness.
Last month, he died there. So all of them in the Kamala who boasted healthcare improve and the health minister and all of them, he died Sunday. Right?
So,
and
caller,
many people.
Caller,
Yeah?
they placed the wrong pacemaker into his body?
No. Before they put it in, before they did it, thank God, they realized it was the incorrect pacemaker. Right? And Mount Hope went to do it. You know what I'm telling you?
Go right
and
ahead.
Many citizens that can call your program. I on the ground, I interact. I mean, you are a busy fellow, but you want people to call your program and inform. Yeah? Inform you and people are listening to your program so that they will know. And you are busy, but you are bringing this to the wider population and so on. So, shame on them. And the healthcare system is so deplorable, but you promised to improve it. Nothing has done. And I tell you, every day people go into the hospital and is the same thing happening. And you know what happened? As far as they're concerned, on their record, they did a surgery. On their record, to bring to the world and say, we did 800, so they do nothing. And you know why? So it wouldn't change, you know, Mr. Said. So don't feel it's going to change how much money they get from the US and whoever. It's not going to change. Because the private healthcare institution in this country, all those private institutions, who they connect to, who they connected to. If you do an investigation, you will see who they are connected to. Many of those people in jacket and tie that are there today in our parliament, both sides, the red, well, they do have yellow again, red and yellow now. They are connected to those people. So, Mr. Said, I know many people are listening to your program and they are becoming more aware and more aware. It was only lies and more lies at the 25th celebration. Nothing good is going to happen in this country. Thank God for your program. People are becoming more wise and more wise. God bless you and your staff. Mr. Said, you keep up the great work you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, staying on the parole system. While some rehabilitation initiatives is already existing within the prison service, the minister said that many are supported mainly by faith-based and non-governmental organizations. Listen to Maraj.
There are programs such as educational and adult literacy programs. There are technical and vocational programs, spiritual, cultural, social, and sporting programs. But this is where it becomes a little concerning. Most of the programs, and this is the prison, most of the programs are rolled out with support primarily from various faith-based organizations, community-based organizations, non-governmental organizations. So the state by itself is not managing this process.
So viewers, Philip Alexander, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, described the bill as a timely and long overdue. Listen to him.
This is not about releasing prisoners. This is managing offenders through transformation of lives by creating a system of supervised personal responsibility. That one thing is critical to the redevelopment of a strata of society with nowhere to go. This gives persons whose lives have run off the rails a way back to full contributing member of society.
So Trinidad and Tobago, that is what Philip Alexander had to say. So viewers, it's that time now where we have to go for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. When we come back, we have a call good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali. Good night.
Go right ahead.
I want to know what is it this government doing? So much of crime taking place in this country. Look what happened to the little baby.
Yes.
I sat down and I watched this interview yesterday. And Mr. Saieed, you wouldn't believe when I watched the interview in the stepfather of this child. And then in more seconds at all, he left and he went at the side of the house. I sit down here in my house and I say, that is the culprit. Oh God, Mr. Saieed, and today I was so heartbroken to hear about the death, how they killed this child, 2 years old. Just imagine this, a 2-year innocent child.
Yes.
I find it's time to hang these people and them. It's too much talks and games playing. Time to hang them, Mr. Saieed. Put the rope on them and hang them. It's too much for me to be in this country.
True.
Too much crime taking place. It's time the government put down their foot and hang these people and them. Oh God, it's so hurtful and hurting its pain in this country and other little children who got brutal under these circumstances. It's time for something to be done, Mr. Saieed. It's time. So I'm calling on the government. I'm calling on the government of the day. It's time for them put down all the foot and hang those people who doing those sorts of crime. Because this child could have been the next prime minister, right?
True.
He could have been the president, he could have been anything. And when they just take the life just so. It's time. Get rid of them, just like how they're getting rid of us. Get rid of them. It's time for the hangman. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. So viewers, stay locked on. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. So I just want to remind you again, Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Financing is offering you 7% on a fixed deposit, viewers. You can't get this interest rate on a fixed deposit on any financial institution besides Real Talk Financing. So remember that, Trinidad and Tobago, 7% on a fixed deposit. Grab the opportunity before you miss out on this great deal that Real Talk Financing is offering onto you. Also, viewers, Real Talk Equipment have some excavators for sale, Trinidad and Tobago. If you have a contract going on, you're looking for equipment to rent or equipment to buy, you can contact us, viewers, 339-1670. We also have transport for the excavator. We also have 7-ton trucks. We have records for sale. Contact our office, viewers. Ask for me. Set up an appointment, and we could meet. Also, Real Talk Financing have some vehicles for sale, viewers. We are in the car business. Those of you interested, you can come on down, look at the vehicle, make a down payment, and we will finance the rest. So Trinidad and Tobago, don't miss out this great opportunity that you are getting from the Real Talk family. Right here on 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shogunas, and also 23 Cipero Street in San Fernando. We love to deal with people in Trinidad and Tobago. We try to help out everyone in their way of life in needing something. So as we start back our program tonight, viewers, Director of Policies and Community Support in the Ministry of Homeland Security, Saieed Ali, have stated that the government is advancing target intervention to support vulnerable youths and reduce criminal involvement. The two initiatives that will help the ministry tackle youth criminality would be a specialized intervention and educational engagement program, as well as a national parenting seminar. Listen to Ali.
For too long, I believe that we have left a space between our nation youth and the society. We have spoken about our society raising a child, our communities raising a child, but sometimes we haven't manifested that in a way that we should. And then we complain when a gang leader or a gang member takes that space to be able to nourish and promote that particular illegality where that child is concerned. So it's an opportunity to close that gap and to make a strong statement to these children that we care about you, we are interested in your development, we recognize that you are the future of Trinidad and Tobago.
And Tobago, I understand what Mr. Ali is talking about, but as well, it's on the child also. It has to be part of the child's best interest in coming towards a new life away from crime. Yes, we could have all the systems in place to help the children of society today, who could be the next prime minister and president, maybe the minister of finance of this country. But viewers, it's about the kids wanting to adapt this new method that Ali wants to introduce to them. Also, Mr. Ali stressed that youth programs must be complemented by parental support, noting calls from citizens to hold parents accountable while education and assisting them. Educating them, assisting them, parents must also play a great part of nurturing and raising and supporting, also being there for their kids. Now, look at this, viewers. A fine example. sports day in school, primary school, secondary school. We have a parent that would go to support the child in winning this race, or doing whatever gymnastics, or being part of a football team, or being part of a cricket team. The parent, if not the two parents, one of them, the father or the mother, will attend the school with the child to show support that, hey kid, we here with you. I come to support you, whether it be the mom or whether it be the dad. We come to support you in doing your best and achieving a goal or a gold medal to bring back home, where you can demonstrate to the neighbors, to the family, to friends, anywhere, that, hey, my mom was there, my dad was there, and because of the fact that I saw them supporting me, I pushed myself to make sure that we had something. Parents have a lot to do with nurturing children. I'll tell you something, viewers. Even though I work 15 and 16 hours per day, I make time for my kids. Now, my two kids understand how tight daddy's schedule is. You understand? During the course of the day, we would message one another. We would keep in touch. On the weekends, we spending the full weekend together from Friday until Sunday. So they will understand now, during the week, daddy hours long. But still find time to text. How you going? Did you eat? How everything? You okay? That is how we keep in touch during the course of the day. Because when I go home, they are asleep. When I leave in the morning, they are asleep. So the only time we communicate is during the course of the day. And on our weekend, trust me, we have every place to be on a weekend together. And this is how I nurture my kids. Because they're at an age now that they understand that, hey, daddy hours long, daddy leaving home 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, come back 9, 10 in the night. But during the day, we keep in contact, we keep in touch. Support, nurture, being there. That is what plenty kids needs today. Now they are single parents. I understand that. I understand the single parents, how the father might have the kid, the mother might have the kid. But at the end of the day, keep in touch with your kid. Keep in touch with your kid, because at the end of the day, the child looking up to a role model. The girls will look at the mother and say, you know, my mom working in this bank, my mom working in that ministry, and they will be proud of their mother. To their friends, their mom and dad is their role model. Some might grow up to be sportsmen and women of Trinidad and Tobago. Sometimes they might look at a soca artist, a dancer, and they will say, well, you know what, I want to be this. Now the parents have to understand that, hey, this is the kid dream. Support them. You might like them to be a soca artist on the stage winding down, but if this is the kid dream, you had your turn, mom and dad. You had your turn. You had your turn of, you know what? I want to become a doctor. I want to be a taxi driver. I want to own a grocery. You had your turn in making your decisions. You're supporting your kid in their decision. And that, Trinidad and Tobago, when a kid sees that, they push themselves to be more. To be more. So, I want the parents to understand that. Now, Mr. Ali also pointed to a border policy shift, emphasizing that enforcement alone cannot solve the problem. Listen to him.
And I really want to, acknowledge the Honorable Minister, because when I consulted him and the permanent secretaries, I was given the confidence, I was given the support, and he indicated that we cannot shoot our way out of this, we cannot charge our way out of this, and prevention.
So viewers, switching gears. In the House of Representatives, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander revealed that there have been 69 reports of home invasion since passage of the home invasion legislation in January of this year, 2026. He said, for the same period, 25 people had been charged under the Act. However, leader of the Patriotic Front, Michaela Pandey, is asking, what is the crime plan? Michaela.
I don't even know where they get their statistics from, because the people on the ground are saying something totally different. I don't know how many reported. So it's very difficult to say how effective any legislation actually was. Crime continues to be the major issue in the country. And again, I continuously, almost on a daily basis, just keep on calling, what is the crime plan?
So Trinidad and Tobago, Michaela wants to know, what is the crime plan from the UNC government for our country? Now, according to Roger Alexander, home invasion bill or home invasion legislation passed in January of this year. 25 people have been charged for the same period. Stand your ground legislation has also been passed. And I want to ask the Commissioner of Police, how many firearms have been signed off on? Those files that were on his desk, how many firearm applications have been signed off on? This is what I want to find out. Home invasion bill passed. Stand your ground legislation bills passed. But is homeowners getting their firearm? And this is a key in preventing a lot of home invasion in Trinidad and Tobago. You see, one wouldn't understand how it works. Once you have a demand and you don't have a supply, your demand will be very, very expensive. Your product will be very expensive. If homeowners and business people have access to legal firearm in Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. Bandit breaking in properties and a business place will think twice, you know. They will think twice. Part of the solution is giving homeowners and business people firearms to defend themselves. And once the bandit realize that business owners in Trinidad and homeowners are getting firearms, the crime rate will go down in Trinidad. The robbery will go down. You know what? You want to know why? Trinidad and Tobago is because a bandit wouldn't know which homeowner or businessman have a gun, and they will think twice. A businessman now, when a bandit busts in your place, after they're walking out, you got to run them down. You could run them down. But we have people in power, seems that they don't understand how common sense works. But nevertheless, we're going to leave that topic right there for our next time. Pandey noted that there are persons who are afraid to report home invasion. Prior to assuming office, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar made a link to Stand Your Ground proposal alongside distribution of firearm users license. So I want to ask the Commissioner of Police together with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, how many firearms have been distributed to homeowners since the legislation have passed in Trinidad and Tobago in 2026. Now, Pandey is asking how many FUL have been distributed and provided. I thought it was me alone asking the question. About 2 weeks now, I'm asking the same question. Today, Michaela Pandey came out and asked now how many firearms have been distributed. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
Well, how many have been distributed? How many have been approved? How can anybody make any kind of reasonable, rational statement when we do not know? So how many since stand your ground legislation was passed?
So how much? Is it that they're telling we are 6 and it's really are 9? So how are you expecting to solve home invasion and bandit just walking in our business place? How do we expect to fix this? How? You tell me how, Mr. Prime Minister. Mrs. Prime Minister, you tell me how. And also to the Commissioner of Police, how do you want to stop home invasion when bandits know that homeowners not receiving guns? How do we expect to stop that? You see, I'll tell you something. But the bandits in Trinidad and Tobago, they fully well aware that police station don't have enough vehicles to support the citizens. So you know what's taking place? Crime. Crime. Many of us in this country, or many heads, I should say, who are in a seat sitting down to fix the country, avoid fix. They don't want it fixed. Because we live in a 2x2 country with 1.45 million people, and you want to tell me that if we, remember when Key told us that if we give homeowners gun and businessman gun, here will turn into the Wild Wild West? What Key Rowley failed to realize is that the bandits on the streets have more firearm than citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is what he failed to realize. So it was okay for him to say, we don't want to turn Trinidad and Tobago into a Wild Wild West, but it's okay for a man to break in your house with an unlicensed firearm. It's okay for a bandit to run in your place and abuse you because he have a illegal firearm. But me now, who want a legal firearm to prevent John from coming in my house, I had to sit down in my house or business place and take the robbery. Good thing I did do spirit work, yes? Good thing I did do spirit work and defend myself. So some of these people, I ask myself if they really want to fix it. Former Commissioner, earlier, 100,000 firearm applicants. How much people get? How much? 100. 100. And she is proud about it. Well, I even want to call the Minister of the former Minister of National Security. I don't even want to mention his name. So, switching gears now, Trinidad and Tobago. The Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, stated that policies and regulations are needed to facilitate a smooth transition to the use of electric and hybrid vehicles. He was speaking at the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce on EV and hybrid conference today. Let's listen to what he has to say.
If we are serious about transition, then we must also be serious about policy, infrastructure, and standards. What does this mean? It means establishing national EV and hybrid standards and regulations, expanding charging infrastructure, transitioning government's fleet into hybrid and electric vehicles so that the state leads by example, and embracing smarter technologies that improve accessibility and user experience.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, I have a question. I understand he's saying what he has to say. Good? Now, why is it that is only Eli Zachar Ministry functioning in Trinidad and Tobago after 1 year? Why is it that Eli Zachar Ministry is functioning in Trinidad and Tobago and the rest is not up and running? Why? After 1 year in office, Eli Zachar Ministry is the only ministry that is performing. You know why? You want to know why Trinidad and Tobago? Because we, the citizens of this country, have to pay increased fines. And hence the reason why I said that is the only ministry that is functioning in Trinidad and Tobago. Because of increase in fines and taxes. It's sad, eh? The only one. Cathedral, her ministry now starts. Now starts. After 1 year. It's sad, yes? But nevertheless, meanwhile, President of the TNT Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Karen Karen Yipchunk, I hope I pronounce it correctly, said the transition from combustion engine more to climate-friendly vehicle, it means a diversifying economy. Listen to this now.
The EV and hybrid industry presents one such opportunity. And that is why the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber has partnered with Apexis Risk Innovation Group to host the Caribbean's first fully dedicated EV and hybrid conference and exhibition, focusing specifically on safety and readiness within the context of sustained mobility.
So Trinidad and Tobago, simple solution. How do we fix this? How do we diverse? How do we? How do we fix it? You want EV and electric cars more in Trinidad and Tobago. Now listen to this, I'll give you a solution just now. The International Energy Agency, a Europe-based intergovernmental organization which acts as the world's premier advisor on energy policy, security and clean energy transition, says more than 20% of the new cars sold globally in 2024 were electric. How do we fix this in Trinidad and Tobago? How do we fix it? You look at the taxes that the government is charging on electric and EV vehicles. You drop the taxes. You drop your licensing fee. And you import your electric vehicles. To get rid of the old vehicles that have 40 years in Trinidad. How do we fix it? Look at a solution right here. You set up charging ports. You see just how I build a bus shed? You set up charging ports. How the bank is going to make money? Here it is now. The bank have to release now credit cards. Credit cards. You're using your credit cards. When you park up by a charging stand, you use your credit card to swipe and punch in how much? $10, $20, $30 charge. So Trinidad and Tobago, what the government now talking about is what me and my team already spoke about. When I came back from China, and I put a team together, and I told them how evolved China is. I was like, wow, Saieed, that's a good idea. The government making money on taxes. The bank making money on your percentage every month with your credit card. And vice versa. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. In today's technology, mechanics will have to upgrade themselves from the old smoking engine that is 40 years on your car to electric. And you're climbing the ladder. But you know what, Trinidad and Tobago? We like the old diesel van that we have since your grandfather born. Since your grandfather born, you like that and you're selling it. When you hear you match the X and you watch behind, you swear it's dark night. Trinidad and Tobago, there are simple solutions in fixing problems. Simple. Simple. TNTech making money. You know how TNTech making money? By the charging port. You're using electricity. You put a meter. You drop the price. Everyone that uses their credit card to charge their vehicle with electricity, you drop the rates. We're trying to make we have real traffic, so you know what's happening. TNTech, the bank, Ministry of Energy. 3 stakeholders join together, boom, come up with a plan. It's simple. Now, these things, you wouldn't know these things trying to be unless you travel out and is a business person and they see how the world evolving outside, bring back ideas to Trinidad and Tobago. It's simple. So, viewers, it's a pleasure being here with you on this Wednesday night, right here in Trinidad and Tobago, as we are live on Real Talk. I say thank you for joining us. When you want to get more information on how the world running and moving forward, Trinidad and Tobago, log on to Real Talk. And you will hear Real Talk with real purpose. Until, good night.